Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna show you how to properly propagate a succulent plant, or what they call jade succulent plant. So this is jade plant, and I propagated this 2 months ago. So it's from a cutting, so that's a whole quite old cuttings. So it's this one, so they are from the cuttings. So someone chucked a bunch of succulent plant, and I took them home and replanted them on my garden, and they look very healthy at the moment. So those are the successful propagation that I had. So a bunch of them. So some of them I planted it directly from the soil. So some of them I planted it directly on the pot. They look very healthy. So if you can see it, it looks very hard and full of water, unlike the other. There's no dry looking leaves, which is really good sign that the succulent has been propagated properly. So there are 2 ways to propagate a succulent. First, you have to wait them to dry, or you can just directly plant it on the pot straight away without waiting 2 to 3 weeks for it to have a callus. As an example, this one has been planted without waiting for 1 to 3 weeks, because this is very thick and big plant. Planting the succulent straight away without waiting to dry is not very advisable because they rot sometimes, but this one looks very well, which is okay, but it's not a good advice. So this plant that you're looking at, it has been propagated without waiting to be dried and have a callus, but which looks not very good, a little bit soft on the stem, and it looks really dying at first. So if you could see here, there are dry leaves, but that should be fine. But this is an example of a succulent that's been propagated and without waiting for 1 to 3 weeks for it to dry. A second example of propagation is to wait until it has a callus and they look healthier. The leaves more green, unlike the other one, it's a little bit brown, but this one are healthier. So I'm gonna show you how to propagate succulent properly. So what we need to propagate a succulent, first we need a succulent. So as you can see, the best part to propagate are the healthy part of the succulent. It has to have a very hard leaf and very green. That means this leaf is full of water, which is good for propagating. And I'm gonna show you the proper way to cut it. What we're gonna do is to use the succulent to cut it cleanly. So as you can see, I cut the best part of the succulent. I cut it into a slant, a clean slant cut using the succulent. So as you can see, this is the part that I cut it earlier, and I cut it into a slant, a clean cut using the succulent. So this one we have to wait 1 to 2 weeks for it to dry, and afterwards we can plant it into a mix of succulent soil that we got from Bunnings. We are waiting. The best location for us to put the cut part of succulent is in a very light place but dry, so we'll have to wait this to have a callus. So as I mentioned earlier, it will take 1 to 2 weeks before we can plant it. Okay, so as you can see, here's a cactus that I cut a week ago, and as you can see, it has a callus and it looks very dry. This one is ready to be planted, and what I'm gonna use is the cacti and succulent mix that I got from Bunnings. This soil cost me $7.50. This is good for cactus because it's a well-drained soil. Here's a temporary pot that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put more succulent mix just to make it sure that the succulent is well planted. So what I'm gonna do is to dig a little bit deeper here, but before I planted that, just to make it sure that the excess leaves are being taken off, especially the dry ones, because it doesn't help for the succulent to grow. So make it sure it's clean, and then dig a little bit deeper hole and make it sure it's stable. So you have to dig a little bit deeper and make it sure you press the soil to make it a little bit more stable. So as you can see, it's a bit difficult for me because the succulent mix is a bit dry, and I want to make it sure that it doesn't move around so that it helps to grow the succulent. So press a little bit on the soil, and yeah, that should all do the work. Here's the tip: once you're done potting the new succulent, do not water it immediately. You have to wait 3 days to 1 week. This process will help the succulent to have more roots and a healthier growth. So if you water the succulent immediately after repotting it, it will start to rot or it will not grow in a healthier way. So you have to wait 3 days to 1 week. That's the best tip I could give to you. Put your succulent in a very sunny place just to make it sure if it rained, it doesn't get rain. But after a week, you have to water your succulent every now and then, but not every day so that it doesn't rot. And I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot on how to propagate a succulent. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my video, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.